and wishes from the Montego fishing area. I will try to be as brief as possible so that we don't stay here all afternoon. But there are a couple of things which I want to say before we get into the more formal process. The Montego Bay Fishing Cooperative is in a transition mode. And I understand and recognize that there are some ongoing challenges. Some of them we have tried to remedy. Some of them we are going to remedy them today, and some will be remedied as we move forward into the coming weeks and coming months. But there are some legacy challenges which I know that had caused my involvement in this cooperative and caused my department to be providing technical assistance and technical advice in terms of smoothing out some of the challenges that have been setting back this cooperative from moving forward. So I want to spend a little time to speak to those. I'm going to ask you to bear with me. Now, in the past few years, this cooperative has had a number of governance problems. Governance meaning how the society was being managed by the committee that was in place. How the committee was accounting for the financial resources of the cooperative. How the committee was having its regular meetings, both in terms of at the committee level and with you, the members, in terms of having yearly meetings with the members. Most of these things were not happening. They had a couple of years outstanding audit reports to be presented to the members which were not done. Aside from that, there were a number of complaints by members, by the Fisheries Division, by my office, and so on. And Mr. Kong from the Fisheries Division, maybe around 2 years ago, had asked for the department more intrusive involvement in trying to bring about some changes in the cooperative. So I started the groundwork by meeting with the committee, trying to understand most of the issues that they were having, trying to understand most of the operational issues that they were having, and so on. And I faced two choices that I faced. One was to just simply cancel the registration of the cooperative because it was not meeting its mandate in terms of what it was registered to do. It was not complying with the statutory obligation in terms of having other meetings and other audits and meeting with you, the members, and so on. The second choice which I had was to see how I could get the committee to cooperate, how I could get the cooperative to understand that the committee is responsible, from my view, a very large operation that is here. I said before on the year in August that this place is really a gold mine, but what it needs is proper management and proper governance and so on. So if it is that I could get the committee to comply and cooperate and do what is necessary to turn around the fortunes of the cooperative, then I am willing to work with the cooperative committee to do that. The commitment which I got from majority of the members who turn up at the committee of management level was that, yes, Mr. Gallimore, we hear you. Yes, Mr. Gallimore, we know that we're having some problems. Yes, Mr. Gallimore, we know that we're having some challenges. But here, we are willing to do what you want us to do. And we are willing to work with you and your office to get what needs to get done in terms of the statutory obligation and the governance issues. And we are willing to work with the Fisheries Department with this account to provide the type of technical assistance and operational assistance which the Fisheries Department stand ready to provide. So, having gotten those commitments from the existing committee of management, I decided that, okay, well, since you are willing to cooperate now, we're going to do the things the my way. And I'll give you the type of technical advice, I'll give you the type of guidance that is necessary, but at the same time ensure that you comply with your rules of the organization and the dictates of my office as it relates to you meeting your mandate to provide you the members. So we started on a path of trying to get records up to date, but they were not up to date. They were about 5 years old in terms of accounting. We sought to get it up to date, to get it audited and so on, so that we can have some sort of financial to present to you. I'm happy to say that at least we have accomplished one approach and we now have some sort of audit report to present here to you, the members, as brief as it is. Two, we agreed that we are going to have an annual meeting with the members, but we will have a series of meetings with the members before coming to this meeting, so that we can begin the process. We send the message to you, the members. We send the message to the persons who occupy the beach where they call as a lease. To send the message to those who rent shop and those who are here whether legally or illegally, that the time has come for change and the things are going to change. We expect some pushback and we'll deal with the pushback as we move forward. But I want to assure you that everything this committee is going to do, the one that is elected, we are going to do it in the best interest of the public. Now that I've decided to come on board and try and move this thing forward. The third thing that I done was to invite the Jamaica Fisherman Co-op Union. Jamaica Fisherman Co-op Union was represented here by Mrs. Henry and Sadvisday, who I think both of you know them both. To bring them on board, to provide guidance in terms of the operational activities of the cooperative and to regularize the operational activities to get rid of some of the complaints which have been ongoing and which have been there from a long time. Co-op Union has been invited also to provide assistance to the committee from a technical perspective in terms of the management of the place, to ensure that proper management can be brought to bear on the fishing co-op and its members and its resources that you have here. So Co-op Union is on board through its manager, and I've got the president of the union to agree to provide the type of technical assistance and so on. So our whole host of changes is going to come operational. So having got Co-op Union on board, Fisheries Division was always on board. What they wanted was proper management. What they wanted was a proper committee that is in place who take the thing serious in terms of their responsibility and to do what is required under the rules as related to the operation of Co-op. So I'm pretty much aware that Co-op Union has some technical assistance which I want to provide the cooperative. I am aware that there's a dredging program that is to come on street to compensate some of the persons who would have suffered losses and so on. And there are other technical assistance which the Fisheries Division want to provide. But when they came on board, what they found was a committee which was in disarray. The membership issues, they were acquired among who was member from who were not members of the cooperative and so on. And we wanted to ensure that any type of assistance that the Fisheries Division provided, there's going to be accountability and transparency in those type of assistance. So they didn't want to proceed in a manner in which there were these whole host of problems and challenges. So my task was to resolve most of those issues, then bring in Fisheries Division to provide the type of assistance and so on, because they're not going to come in without regularizing. So I was trying to let you understand that. So we have completed some of those governance issues. Part of the governance issues is that I instructed that the previous board of the committee is to resign from the committee so as to give me a free hand in assisting the cooperative to elect a new committee, and we have the Co-op Union on board in terms of providing the guidelines and management and so on. I'm happy to say that the Fishermans Committee had the full cooperation and I had the full support in terms of doing what was necessary to move this thing forward. If it was otherwise, they know that I'm going to tell you that they were not doing what I'm supposed to. You should get rid of them. But I have gotten rid of them for you from resigning from the fact that they were not doing what they were supposed to do. So I recognize, and I've said to some of them, that I was straightforward talking, and I'm going to tell you like it is. And if you don't cooperate, I can honestly tell you, I'm going to cancel registration of this place and close it down. I make it simple and clear to everyone, including these committees. But I'm happy to say they are cooperating and they are providing the type of support which is necessary. But I've also said to them that I'm not releasing some of them from ensuring that the cooperative can turn around. So we need to have a few of them back on the committee to help to provide the knowledge. In other words, if I want to know about something which happened 50 years ago, I need to find somebody in the company who know how this thing happened 50 years ago. If things usually happen this way, I want to understand why it happened this way. So when I come down there, I say pretty good with advertisement thing going on. Somebody advertising whatsoever. I say, well, okay, so your advertising is going. So who will give permission for this advertising? For them to advertise whatsoever? They're paying for it. Yes? So where the money go? That's how, you understand, that's how they see the example. So I need to have persons who can tell me what transpired before. So when you see the what is called the nominating committee report that will come to a little bit later, you will find a mix of some of the older folks and some of the newer folks. That's how it has to be in order to move this thing forward. So we have reached a stage now where, because of the commitment which we have given, I think it was the 10th of September when I last met, I recognize a few faces. I recognize my family and friends beside me, that we would have this meeting. Agreed? And when we have this meeting, we will bring you up to date and let you understand. And if there are questions and concerns, you can raise it. So we cannot fix all the problems here today, but it is a part of fixing the problem in moving forward. Because trust me, there are many problems. And there are many things which I would want to fix everything today, but I recognize it can't be done. I recognize that I'm up against some legacy issues and cultural issues based on how the place has been run over the years. But I want to send the signal loud and clear to those who are members. That is not going to be business as usual. We are going to regularize this place. We are going to put in proper security so that when you come through the gate, we know who you are. Just giving you a heads up. We're going to have a pass system to come through the gate because we are going to regularize it. We are going to regularize this whole tenureship of the land here with UDC and who access beach and who don't access beach. We are going to regularize the persons who are selling on the property, who either rent shop, lease shop, capture shop, whatever it is. I know and I heard that persons in the shop owe over $2 million. So, let me send the signal from now. You would have to pay up, or we're going to remove you off the property. Simple as that. Can't tell you now, no other way to bend it and straighten it. It cannot continue. And no persons living on the beach, we have to regularize it. It can't continue because we're going to have health issues. So we are going to bring the Ministry of Health on board. We are going to bring the police on board. We are going to bring NEPA on board to deal with the pollution of the beach and so on. And all the external stakeholders which impact the operation of the beach, we are going to regularize it. So I know and understand you have been doing this thing for years. Some of it you're doing free, some pay, some don't pay. I understand. And I'm inquired about what they have transpired in the past. So let us say that even if you work here before, you're not paying and you're living free and you're doing whatever, call it that you have got that gift in the past, which has now come to an end. And we're going to have to regularize it. So I know some of you getting cost and part, and you're getting one part of the committee members. I'm simply saying don't blame them. Blame me. My back is broad enough. Because we are going to fix the issues and we move forward. So I can only ask for your support. I can only ask for your guidance, because at the end of the day, if I do not get the support, then the cooperative cannot continue as it is. The bottom line, making it straight, cannot continue as it is. If this place, if I deregister the place, then there's no more fishing cooperative. There's no more lease from UDC gone through the window. They will come and they are going to take it back. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So you have been here since the 1950s. You want to continue to be here for the next 50 years and beyond. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And the only way you are going to be continue to be here for the next 50 years and beyond is if you cooperate with us and you work with us to get through the challenges and understand that the time has come where we cannot continue now. So you're not going to see me very often. I only come when there's challenges and when there's problems. So I'm like the fixer. Eh? But you are going to see Miss Henry. You are going to see Mr. Freeburn and Mr. Tuesday and get some of my officers who are here. Properly operate, it's properly stocked, it's properly modernized in its function and operation. Where you can access goods and services that is available in Kingston, you can access it here. That is what some of the things which pop. We can't tell everything now, but I'm just simply saying that very generally, that's really what it is. So we're gonna move through the report. We're gonna elect some new committee persons. We have vetted some persons. I've asked to ensure that these persons who come into the board will provide the type of guidance and come to meeting and do what they're supposed to do. I've said to Chairman and all the other persons, I don't want any criminal in the committee. I'll make it absolutely clear. I'm telling you straight, so if you know that you are involved with other things which can impact the operation and cause problem on the committee, don't bother put yourself forward on it. Because we are going to want people who can account for money. Eh? And what we're going to do to move this thing forward. When this account come with them assistant and money begin to come into place, when Mr. Henry come with their goods and come with their thing, they are going to be able to manage it. So it's money and resources and assets you have to manage. So I don't want you to complain about the teeth and about the teeth that. So persons coming in the committee want to know that you have good character and you're prepared to work with the committee to move this thing forward. I tell you already, I'm a straightforward target person, and this is what it is. So I will close by saying, well, I thank you for the support, that in terms of number of persons coming out here. Don't worry about it. I know there are still some issues about membership. I know we have sorted and sanitized the membership listing to make sure that we have some persons know that persons are members. But I know there is some ongoing issue about persons from either White House or some other area who want to get membership and that is not yet regularized. What I would assure you, as soon as we finish with this process here, within 30 days, I would have this committee regularize those membership issues. So you would have to fulfill the requirements if you want to get members and to get membership and to get benefits. Because when we finish with this meeting here today, I already indicated to Mr. Account that I will meet with him within the next 2 weeks. And I want, when I meet with Mr. Account, to say to Mr. Account, yeah, what now? You can now go in and provide the assistance and to proceed with what you want to do in terms of a dredging program, who must get benefits and who must get this. Because guess what? The committee, we have a new committee in place. We have presented financial to the members, they have accepted. We have some persons on the committee who I consider to be fit and proper, decent, law-abiding persons, no criminal existence on it. So you can go and work with them to do what you need to do. And we continue to work with them, Mr. Account, to get the team. This is what I want to say to you. I don't want to go back to teams and say, well, Mr. Account, you know, say, chief can't come here to provide them no assistance because things still not start out and we still not reach them with them and the place is disarray. I don't want to do that. And that is the reason why I'm saying to you that you have to work with us here today. You have to work with a new committee which is elected, which we represent you. And we try and get this thing and move this thing forward. So that can happen overnight in terms of fixing the problem. So we'll resolve these membership issues. I'm aware that there are some membership issues. And we will resolve them within 30 days after this committee is put in place. I know there are some other ongoing issues, and we try and fix them. I'm not pleased with some of the things which the previous committee has done, but I have put my displeasure aside and said, well, okay, fine, let me work with you to kind of move this thing forward. So I don't want to hold the court down with some of the concerns which I previously had. Because I've heard the complaints left, right and center. Some of them I don't want to go into here today, but we're not going to finish. So let us put the past behind us and let us move forward with the spirit of understanding and cooperation from you. But the decision is yours to take today to move this thing forward. So we're waiting on you to come to us, believe it or not. And it is fate that guides you here today, where you would allow to decide the decision and the fate of this cooperative to move it forward into tomorrow. So I thank you very much. Member, name and take for the
My name is Livingston Hall. I'm from the White House Fishing Beach.
Are you a member?
No.
Okay, good.
Not a member,
Okay.
but I'm a prospective member, and if I'm going through a door, I want to know what's on the inside. Before I go in there, the door shut behind me, and I'm trapped. All right. One, I noticed in your opening remarks a while ago, you said that continuity as it relates to members from the board and to really refer to things that have happened and you need to question it. Wouldn't that suggesting that members cannot guarantee indefinite place on the executive, because you will always need me for referral, for guidance. What I know though is that what is on record is what you use to guide, and the major guideline for operation of any organization is the Constitution, not necessarily members who were there before. That's one. Two, I notice that we have what is a financial report and supposed to be. In absence any form of expenditure, etc. I could call my wife now at home and say, honey, go on Microsoft Word, and I give her the outline, and she could type in any of this.
Hold on, I didn't get that. You said it is absent expenditure of any kind?
No, not any kind. I want to.
That's why I said I wasn't clear.
Okay. And this, we do not see the expense and expenditure. It's not there. What we have here are some words and some numbers. And it would just be saying to me, take me for my word. But I believe that as members of a co-op, we deserve detailed report to see how and when, so we can question whatever. I can't answer the question I'm listening. I can use this to white my boss when she.
All right.
And then the third one, and then I sit down.
Yeah.
Third one, and then I sit down. I believe also in an organization that the executive is there to do the business of the members. And I stand to be corrected because that's true. And therefore, it is the members who give the mandate. To the extent it is the members who select and elect. So if I'm understanding you to say that there is a put together committee that will be presented with already new folks and old folks, I think that the members here should have the right, and as I can go and understand the parliamentary setting of these operations, to reject the recommendation and put forward their own recommendation.
Alright, so you have made 3 points. One is the financial statement. What I would say is that the persons who will present the financial statement when the time comes will explain to you what is before you in terms of the statement that you have. So I don't know if all the pages you have received them in terms of having complete, but the point is making that you're not seeing any expenditure. So I don't know if a page is missing or what's the case. But when the time comes, they will deal with that aspect of it. What I would say to you, and to remind you of in my opening remarks, remember I said to you that the cooperative had around 5 years where there were no accounting, no proper record was being kept. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we had to find a way to overcome those five here. Records can't find, records missing. No proper accounting was being held. So we had to find a way to go through and present, based on what we can find, some sort of financial statement based on what is there. And that is what you have. I would look into the business of whether or not there's an expenditure statement to deal with that. So in other words, you are not going to get a perfect thing as related to that. That's what we have to ask you. In terms of the committee, remember I said before, that on the agenda today is a nominating committee report that will nominate as recorded to the rules some names of some persons after they have done their due diligence. You understand? But the report will contain a mix of some of the persons who were there before on the committee, because I need to ensure that I have persons who are the knowledge and experience to continue, some of them to continue to do what they are doing. That is absolutely important for me. So you may have the right, when the time comes, later in the afternoon, when they call out the names and say who they are, they're going to line them up in front of you and say these are the persons. You may have the right to select or to reject or whatever the case is, as it is. But bear in mind, that's at the head of the day. I need to have persons who are not released all in so easy. Right. You agree with me? And it makes sense? Right. So you would have the right to choose. They are going to be there temporarily, because some is going for 2 years. Some is coming for 2 years, and some is coming for 1 year. I don't know the mix of how it would work. But they will tell you and present those type of reports. So it's not a case where they will be there indefinitely. Because as I said to you before, I've asked all of them to resign, and they have complied. So there's no committee now. There's no one we're going to elect today to remove it forward. So I'm trying to find a way to fix the problem so that we can move forward. You want to? Yes.
Good morning, sir.
What?
My name is Audley Porter. My address is Flanders District. My fishing beach is White House. I'm from St. James. There are many of us that we paid up, but we are not yet members. And there are many beaches, like from Great River all the way to Success. And if this committee is going to be the voice and legal representation of all fishers in St. James, I think that we should be allowed at least the opportunity to vote. And you said that cannot happen until the next 30 days. So I'm wondering if there is a way that you have certain things that is to be... No, I'm saying that there's a lot of fishers who's not represented there, their president or the members, and they're paid up. So is there any way that the committee can be ratified, dissolved as you said, and then the voting be done after the 30 days? Is it possible?
No. For today's meeting, you would have to be a member before. So that's why I said to you, and I will say again, I know there are still some issues with persons who want to become members and so on. But it has to go through a process. The committee have to accept you, pay your money. I don't know what is the amount now. Is it $2,000 for the shares and X amount for the entrance fee? Oh, 1,500 plus that. So 2,500 for entrance fee, 1,500 for the share thing. You pay that, it then go to the committee. The committee then review to see if you meet all the requirements. You follow? And then they accept you and put you into a register and so on. So I know, yes, I understand that there are some persons who may have paid, and I understand there are some persons who want to pay to become members. And we're going to have to regularize it. We have done clear up some already, from what I understand, and the rest of them they will clear it up. And that's why I'm saying to you, my mandate to this new committee is that they have to regularize all of this within the next 30 days.
But sir, among those prospective members, we could have an upcoming president. You know, who knows? You and I don't know.
Upcoming president from
for the committee from one of those.
Yeah, that's quite possible, and they will have the chance to become president and do whatever they want. This is just a general meeting, a special general meeting at this time. Every year we are going to ensure that they have meetings to them. Every year now. It's just that it was not happening in the past.
Next year issue probably won't be this year issues, because fishermen always have unresolved issues, you know, and there's a lot things on the table right now which need to be resolved concerning fishermen and our livelihood.
Yeah, that's why I say all them cannot resolve today. But I hear the concern, and I say my mandate to them is that within the next 30 days, they are to resolve these membership issues so that we can put that behind it. I would say that the process has started. They have regularized some, but some have not been regularized. And we'll have it done. Yeah.
At the last meeting, this